Well, hi there, folks. Welcome back to Mossy Roots Farm. So, in previous videos, I've discussed how much land you may or may not need to start farming, and I've discussed how cow numbers can go from 3 to 12 very fast with a bull and some mamas and yearlings and 2-year-olds, like these two right here. These two are brothers, identical brothers, because they came out of the same mom and the same dad. So those two there are a great example of that. And now, what I mean by that is if you're starting out brand new to a farm, brand new to the pasture, brand new to whatever, get you 2 steers, maybe 3 steers if you can find them, just for family consumption. You know, that's a quick, easy way to figure it out. So if you buy yourself a mama and a bull, let's say you start out with a mama and a bull, the problems you'll face is what if she throws you a heifer calf and you have a bull? Well, now you have to have barn space to feed a bull separate from the heifer calf, because you don't want the heifer to be bred if you're going to eat her. Well, then you don't have any barn space for mama if she has any health issues. You don't have barn space for baby if it has any health issues. You've got your whole barn taken up by a big bully bull over there. You know, so that's why starting out with steers is a great idea. Let's say you start out with 2 steers like I showed you guys in the previous shot, wherever little brother went. He's somewhere else eating. This one's about 2 years old now, and the other one's about 1 year old. So that'd be perfect. Let's say you came to my farm, you bought both of those steers. Well, that'd be perfect. This guy would be ready to go in the summer to fall of 2024. And his little brother, wherever he went, would be ready to go in summer to fall, roughly, maybe closer to end of summer of 2025. So for 2 years, I think this is him here, this little booger butt here. So for 2 years, you would have meat for your own freezer. And for a family of 2 to 4, that's probably perfect. You know, we're a family of 2, and then we generally end up give some or sell some away to some parents or some grandparents and stuff, and about a dexter a year is what we need. So that'd be perfect to start out with. You know, get you 2 little steers. You don't have that much feed. You know, a big round bale like this will last my 15 cows 3 days, 3.5 days, depending on how far out I make them eat. Apparently, I'm going to have to change my fence here so these knuckleheads can stop eating so much of this grass or this round bale for the next week. Need to get it moved so they stop that nonsense. But that's it. If you start out with some steers, you've got low cost. Generally, we can get, so these Jersey steers, we were only paying, now we did know the farmer who raised them, so maybe we got a bit of a deal in that regard. Sorry, the camera works a little shaky there. But we got them, I think, for $5, maybe $20 a head, something like that. But we had to buy a milk replacer. You know, we didn't have a mama cow that was ready for a calf or lost a calf, so we had to buy a milk replacer, which was about $100. So you spend $100 on milk replacer for your bottle baby, and then you got to raise it up, and then you got to feed it, and you got to wait 2 years. But that's a whole lot quicker and easier sounding than if you take this mama here, have to get her bred, and then wait 2 years. You know, if you bought this mama off of me right now, and she's unbred, which she's probably bred because she's in with the bull, but let's ignore that for a second. She's unbred, you've got to wait 9 months or thereabouts for that baby to come out. Then you have to hope that it's a steer, or if it's a heifer, you're going to have to eat a heifer if that's your goal, is to have a family meat cow. And then you've got to feed mama and baby. Well, like I said, baby could be 2.5 years old. So now you're feeding mama for 2.5 years before you can even eat your first steer. Well, let's say you wanted to do this for a business. You know, let's take breed out of it, because an Angus is going to cost you different than a Jersey, and it's going to cost you different than a Dexter. Well, it would be way better and smarter and easier if you just bought steers, and here's why. This year we had 5 mamas, which I had said 4 in the past, and I miscounted, so there's 5 of them. And in those 5 cows that we had, we got 2 heifers and 2 steers. Well, let's say that I needed 3 steers to be able to produce enough meat for me and all my customers. Because that is the one thing I will never do. I will never have to go and buy my own meat, because that is the dumbest thing in the world, a farmer that farms beef cows buying his own meat. At least that's my opinion. what if I don't have a steer that year? I'm going to have to buy him in anyways. But like I said, I got 15 cows here, and I got 2 steers for 2025, 2026, because I got a spring and a fall. Which honestly, side note, I kind of like having spring and fall because that kind of evens out my cow numbers. You know, I'll have the same in the spring and in the fall, but side note. So I really think if you wanted to start farming, you should start by buying yourself a couple steers and just trying it out. One, a family of 2 to 6 could easily eat 1 Dexter steer a year, easily. Now, if you aren't that big on ground beef or steaks, okay, fine, maybe it takes you 2 years. But on average, I would say, you know, 1 cow per family of 2 to 6 could last a year. So if you bought these 2 guys, there's 2025's meat, there's 2026's meat, you know, let's just say that. Actually, it should be 24 and 25, but you get the point. So you've got meat, and then let's say that you don't like cows ever, steers are way easier to sell. Let's say that you grow this guy up and his little brother, and you take him off the process, and you decide you're never doing cows again, it didn't work, it's too much money, whatever your reasoning is, you don't want to do it, you only have 1 steer to sell. Instead of buying 5 mama cows and a bull, and then maybe getting 5 babies, and then now you've got to sell 15 cows, you know? It's a lot harder to find someone to buy 15 cows than to buy 1 steer. Especially if you got some yearling heifers that don't really look that great and the farmer's not that interested in buying some crappy old heifer, you know? Or a poor quality heifer. But anyways, guys, that's where I think you guys should start if you want to start. I don't believe you have to start there. I do believe that you really could start like I did with a bunch of mama cows. But I think it would be way easier, and we're definitely finding that out and learning that. That even though we have 20 acres, I'd honestly like to go down to 5 steers a year and grow them out and sell them for the customers. And then that way as well, if I expand 5%, 10%, I don't have to buy another mama cow and hope that she gives me a steer. I can just go buy myself a steer. So anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Hope you guys learned something. And I hope to see you on the next video.